I am living in the blatant materialism of a big Western city. I long for a pure, holy life. How can I realize my dream in this Moloch which devours every higher aspiration?
In the videos, The Path of the Interior Temple and Living in the Ashram of the Teacher, we heard about the sanctuary which is within yourself.
The seat of the inner temple is the heart. The heart is the abode of God. The abode of the Spirit is in the heart.
There we had further discussed how you can make your heart a sacred place, live in it independently of external circumstances, and thus transform your surroundings as well.
The heart is a temple. When we talk about building a temple according to the nature of the heart, we do not have in mind a heart-shaped building. We are indicating the temple's inner significance. One should understand the temple of the heart as an urgent feeling.
The temple in the heart is a vital concept at a time when all physical centers of pure spirituality have either perished or been desecrated into feel-good oases.
Licentiousness and coarseness have now reached incredible limits. Savagery has finally broken into the cities and destroyed all the implantations of the spirit. What does the teaching mean by temple in the heart?
Let me explain. We have heard many times
An Agni Yogi verily lives in two worlds.
while your body is toiling on earth, your soul lives on a higher level. As a spiritual being, it cannot exist at all in a material, but only in a spiritual world. You have shaped your eternal individuality with the help of your thoughts and feelings. Now, in the same way, with the same means, you have to build a world for it to live in. Temple in the heart means
on the inner spiritual level, your eternal individuality lives in a sanctuary.
in a personal paradise that does not require any external material means, that still stands upright in the midst of all earthly labors, hardships, and suffering, even in the most terrible hell.
The kingdom of God cometh not in such a way that it can be seen with the eyes, neither shall they say, Lo here, or Lo there it is. For, behold, the kingdom of God is within you. When you carry the monastery in your heart, it does not matter whether the monastery building is existent or not.
You can usually do very little to change the external conditions, but they are, in truth, insignificant.
I don't understand that. Surely the circumstances in which I have to live, in which I am placed, are a decisive factor for my life.
No, that only applies to your body, your perishable personality. But your real self is your immortal soul. Once you have recognized this, you will also acknowledge
your real existence is the life of your soul. Your true existence. You create yourself.
you make the spiritual world in which your eternal individuality lives the heavenly backdrop against which your earthly life takes place, the subtle environment in which your material existence is embedded, a sacred place.
How do I create such an inner treasure?
In 4 steps. First step. You build a temple in the subtle world with your thoughts, in your imagination. Or you join an already existing structure, your father's house, your eternal home, in which your soul has been living already for eons.
You create around you the atmosphere, the hologram of a sanctuary.
This temple in your heart is an edifice of thought, a virtual reality, not visible, but nevertheless existent and perceptible.
Create a very concrete image of this thought form, so that it can become a living reality in the spiritual world.
Anything you can imagine is possible. For example,
The inner temple of a disciple of the Brotherhood is the ashram of his teacher.
visualize yourself again and again during the day in this room, in the home of your soul. Put yourself in a corresponding vibration. Then this marvelous world will emerge around you, at least on the spiritual level.
With the power of your spirit, of your imagination, and of your thoughts, you build the subtle world of a sanctuary around you. Isn't that contrary to all reason?
No, this concept is completely scientific. The subtle world is not a mysterious realm above the clouds, in the sky, which we enter only after death. It is the invisible part of the reality in which we are living today, the 4th dimension of our current existence. In the spiritual sphere, everything that exists is created by our thoughts, which we had explained in detail in the videos The Supermundane World and Exercise the Fiery Condition.
Remember how Iraja obtained the beautiful palace he so desired. but on entering it, thought of a tiger attacking, whereupon a tiger appeared and tore him to pieces.
Second step towards building the temple in the heart. You place yourself in thought in this ashram you have created for yourself in the higher world. You are playing like a child in its fantasy world, where everything it imagines is reality. You picture yourself as living in this holy place. You visit this heaven in meditation in the morning, at midday and in the evening. During the course of the worldly day, you close your eyes from time to time to go to your home for a brief moment to rest.
Then your soul is really dwelling there.
This is how you consolidate this thought form and make it a real factor in your normal earthly material life. Third step. As a disciple, you regularly step before your teacher. You first become aware of his continuous presence and then sense it more and more. You notice how the high vibration of the ashram and the master lifts you up and transports you to a higher sphere. The concrete and practical result of this exercise is your highest happiness.
Your eternal individuality actually lives in a paradise. Isn't this just fruitless dreaming?
No, because now comes the application in practical life.
Your perishable personality on the material plane must adapt to the sublime mode of existence of your soul in the spiritual sphere.
Otherwise, if your higher self lives in a heaven and your body on earth in a pigsty, there will be a separation of the worlds and a division of your unitary being. A soul which cannot control its tool, the body, and allows it to behave like a swine, cannot maintain the high vibration of a sanctuary either, and falls into lower spheres. So, in order to keep yourself in your personal paradise, you begin to appear in everyday life on earth as a temple disciple who lives in the presence of his teacher.
You behave, you think, feel, speak and act in earthly life as if you were in a temple.
Namely, with serenity, dignity, compassion, love and solemnity. You refrain from everything that is unworthy of a holy place, that is simply not done there. Alcohol, tobacco, meat, shouting, irritability, selfishness, aggressiveness.
Then the aura of a sanctuary will surround you. Sensitive people you meet will sense this.
For this practice, for these 4 steps, no material means and no special external circumstances are required. They can be taken by each one of you in any place, at any time, and under any conditions.
You do not know what circumstances fate will throw you into. Therefore, you must be able to transform even a prison cell into a sanctuary.
That is why we speak of a hologram, a form of the 4th dimension, of an inner, virtual, subtle, mental, or precisely of a temple in the heart.